Keempat, kerajaan juga telah bersetuju untuk memberikan lanjutan masa daripada 3 bulan kepada 6 bulan bagi penangguhan baran balik pinjaman Perbadanan Tabung Pendidikan Tinggi Nasional ataupun PTPTN.
PTPTN had delayed their 70% of payment to all PTPTN holders in the duration of 6 months due to the pandemic of COVID-19. Regarding this problem, only 30% of the total loan in a month will be paid in the duration of 6 months. They also need to determine which month and year to complete all the loan payments due to COVID-19. Justify the 70% loan payment will be delayed on how 30% from the amount of loan helps all PTPTN holder determine the total amount of loan within 6 months. Of how many months needed, determine which months and year, solving the blacklist problems, and analyze the impact of financial, mentality, and emotion towards the PTPTN holders. In methodology, we apply flowchart to differentiate our cases or situation of PTPTN holders. We use MATLAB programming to identify the assigned variable. We also use if and else statement for the occurrence or failure of cases. We able to identify the amount of loan payment and extra months needed. We obtain the excess PTPTN loan amount after 40% of total loan is already paid using M-file. We solve the blacklist problems from the previous record with 70% deduction. We able to identify the expected number of months to settle all PTPTN loan payments. We calculate the date, which month and years. We compare the data by implementing the tables, graphs, and figures. Lastly, we analyze the impact of financials, mentality, and emotion towards PTPTN holder.
There are two MATLAB programming in order to solve the problem. So these two MATLAB programming includes mean solution, tables, bar graphs, and pie charts. The first M file are named as mp.m and used to input the amount of loan, duration, as well as percentage of loan. Then we print the statement to review all information that had been input. So these are the MATLAB programming for mp.m. The second M file are named as loan.m. So the M file will determine the amount of excess loan and months left after 40% paid. So these are the MATLAB programming for loan.m. From command window, we identify amount of loan, durations, and percentage of loan. Then we set up condition in occurrence or failure of COVID-19. There are 4 different if-else statements to set up the condition for the situation of COVID-19 and percentage of loan. Another MATLAB programming are used to determine which date to complete all loans in occurrence of COVID-19. From MATLAB programming, we obtain the output as below. Is the expected date to settle all loans since we know the number of extra months. Since PTPTN holders started to repay their loan on 25th July 2016, so the expected date to settle all their loan balances will be on 25th July 2028. This is the summary from the output with 17,000 ringgit, 140 months and 40%. Now, let us look at the second MATLAB programming. This programming is about to show the comparison between two situations in the table. This MATLAB programming is about the comparison of situation in bar graph. So this is the MATLAB programming for bar graph, and the output appeared will be as in the slides. This programming is about the comparison of situation in pie chart. So this is the MATLAB programming for two pie charts, and the output appeared will be as in the slides. We start our justification on the problem that has been hitting Malaysia, concern the situation of PTPTN holders which affected by COVID-19. The situation gives impact on PTPTN holders who still make payment. One of the methodology used is using the flowchart, mathematical expression and for loop, apply and file, using if-else statement and using array programming to determine expected date to settle loan. From the table, it gives an information about the percentage of discount that the holders need to pay in a month during 6-month period. There are about 70% off for the presence of COVID-19 and 0% for the failure of COVID-19. While for the repayment of loan during COVID will be 36 ringgit 43 cent and 121 ringgit 43 cent for non-COVID-19. There are about 144 months that PTPTN holders need to settle due to COVID-19 and 140 months as usual during the failure of COVID-19. Three different paragraphs to give different information about two situations. So from the graph we let 1 and 2 to represent the situation of non-COVID-19 and COVID-19 respectively. So in graph of the percent of discount, it shows that situation 2 is higher with 70% off regarding the present of the situation. Next, in graph of amount of loan to be paid, it shows decreasing from situation 1 to situation 2. Lastly, from graph extra months to be added, it shows likely increase since situation 1 have 140 months but 144 months in situation 2 due to the pandemic. Illustrate the amount of loan that holders need to pay in a month during 6-month period and the number of months to settle all their loan. So in the first chart, the amount of loan for positive COVID-19 will be 36 ringgit 0.43 cents and 121 ringgit 0.43 cents for the negative of COVID-19 situations. Besides, in the second chart, it shows how many months that holders take to settle all their loan balances. So there is a slightly increase since there are 144 months that holders need to take to settle all their loan balances and 140 months as usual for the negative or failure of COVID. It is without a doubt that COVID-19 has impacted many companies and PTPTN holders. So from financial impact, it caused downward trend in sales, earnings, and cash flows. PTPTN holders have chance for saving up to 70% loan. Also from emotion and mental impact. 70% off from loan provide relief to some PTPTN holders. Ease the feeling of anxiety. Previously, BNM had announced 6-month moratorium period for loans and mortgage to ease the burden. They could face least depression state as they can apply from KWSP. So by doing this, they will not be burdened with loans during the pandemic. The holders should refer to applicable regulatory instruction and internal accounting policies, so they need to remind themselves of various ways to access banking services. So through these services, they can check bank balance, pay bills, check investment, and transfer money. So the organization should provide information about how to use these services. Customer support onlines are very important for those who have any inquiries.
Conclusion, we can say that MATLAB programming is a really useful program which can solve a real-life problems involving function and no time at all for us to use it. For example, we can solve data application such as PTPTN loan repayment. Furthermore, MATLAB is a multi-paradigm numerical computing software that can plot function and structure, create graphs, texturing, as well as providing high-level computing analysis. For instance, we know how to create texturing, table, pie chart, graphs, as well as display multiple segments in the condition of loops, and it's quite useful tools to have for computing a wide range of data. Last but not least, we use the following links such as MathWorks, KWSP, and many more as our reference in order to complete the report.